ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review. Here with Coach Chris Smith of the Eisenhower Eagles, and big victory for you guys over Chippewa Valley today, 21-12, and you had to come back a little bit from behind to win this one.
Right, I mean, it's a battle. It's always a battle on the MAC Red, and our kids fought and kept fighting, and in the end, I think we wore them down a little bit, and our kids played, a great game, and they finished great. So that's what we've been preaching all week, is finishing the game, and those kids did it.
You had a few guys banged up and not playing tonight, but your guys stepped up and did a great job. The guys who replaced them.
Right, Chad Shaver was out today, and he got hurt last week. Hopefully, he'll be back, but we got a sophomore, Jack Provencher, who stepped up and made some great plays on defense. He's the player of the game in my eyes on defense. He was unbelievable out there. To come in there for a senior leader that's a 2-year starter there and play the way he did, and we needed guys to do that. So I'm proud of the young guys that stepped in and played a great game for them.
And your veteran guys got in there too, with Jake Corey with an interception and Sedlock with an interception. You finally got what you were asking for, interceptions.
Well, we've been preaching it the last 2 weeks, and again this week we preached it in practice all week, and we knew we were going to get some opportunities with this team because they throw the ball a lot. So that was our game plan, is going, cover number 1, cover number 21, and hopefully that quarterback throws a couple balls up that we can go grab, and it worked out.
Were you surprised your offense was able to run the ball? Andrew Szalkowski with 144 yards and 12 carries tonight. So not easily, but pretty handily. When you wanted to make something, you got it. Whether it's Joe Metz on the inside or Szalkowski and Metcalf on the outside. Were you surprised by how easy you were able to do that?
No, I wasn't surprised because we've been really running the ball well the last 3 or 4 weeks, and actually all year. So I wasn't surprised that we were able to run the ball. We've been doing it all year, except in a few of the big games that we've had, we've turned the ball over. And I think this game we did a nice job of controlling the ball and protecting the ball, and we were able to move the ball down the field because of that.
Had a couple of nice plays by your defensive backfield, but you also got some good play in the interior line. A lot of times you were rushing only 3 guys, and especially Colin Kosilniak was able to get in there.
Right, those guys are outstanding. They're seniors. They're captains, Friedel and Kosilniak, and then you got Mark Szalkowski at nose guard and Rob Hock. Those 4 have been outstanding for us all year on the defensive line. And when we do that 3-man front, we're athletic enough that we can make plays on the run and the pass there. So that 3-man front just helped us with a team with Chippewa who throws the ball a lot. And we're able to, cover the ball and cover the pass because of that.
One of the linebackers that stepped up for you tonight, number 24, Anthony Saputo, came in and made some nice plays and seemed to be all over the field.
Right, Anthony's, he stepped in last week too when Osich was gone. So, he's a junior, and that's what just happens. Somebody goes down, somebody gets hurt. You need guys that step up and start making plays for you. And I'm proud of those guys for coming in, and they're playing hard. And I'm excited for what they've been doing.
Coach, next week you have Warren Mott, the Marauders, a good team. You have to go down to their place and play them, and you need that victory.
Right. Yeah. Every game when you have 3 losses is a playoff game, and that's what we've been preaching. So we went 1-0 this week. That's our goal next week. Go 1-0 again. Mott's a great team with great athletes, and it's a grass field. I don't know how the field is. When I saw it on film, it looked like it was a nice grass. So, our field that we practice on is not very good, and so it doesn't matter where we go, on grass, on turf. We're used to practicing on grass anyway. So.
Well, I got on you a couple weeks in a row about penalties, and you guys played a very good game. I think Jarrell Petrie said very little laundry left on the field against the Eisenhower Eagles.
Right. We're lucky we got a great crew. It's always good when you got a great crew that lets you play. But, yeah, our kids, I thought, did a nice job of staying away from the big personal fouls. We got a couple penalties in there for, physical play, and sometimes those penalties happen. But I was proud of my kids for the way they handled themselves on the field.
Talk a little bit about that one penalty you got. It looked like in the old days, that's a clean block.
Right, nowadays, it was called targeting, and you can't leave your feet when you're making a block. Now, I didn't see it, but the referee's explanation was we left our feet, and if that's what happened, then that's a penalty. We can't do that. It was a great hit, but nowadays that's a penalty. But what it did was I thought it really sparked our sidelines. I thought our side was a little bit dead at that point, but when that play happened, we were a completely different team after that.
Well, Coach, best of luck to you next week against Warren Mott, and let's keep this streak going.
All right, thank you.
This is a big victory over Chippewa Valley today, and or tonight actually, and the Eisenhower Eagles with a great defensive performance against the Big Red. And one of the big reasons is number 24, Anthony Saputo, who came up from his linebacker spot and made a couple of big tackles. They had some loads back there, some good running backs.
Yeah, they did. Number 2 was pretty good, but our front line really stopped him up there, so it gave our backers, a good chance to get up there and stop him even more.
Looked like that number 21 for them, Claiborne, could really move, and he did show it on that touchdown run. But what kind of a load is he to bring down?
Actually, it wasn't really that bad. I mean, I expected a little bit more out of him, but it wasn't that hard actually.
What was your scheme going into this ball game tonight defensively?
Defensively, we just had to shut down number 17, number 1, and then I think we did that. I think we did real well.
Did it help having Coach DiGiorgio having coached at Chippewa Valley last year?
Oh yeah, they gave a lot of insight on that team, and he really helped us out on that.
Okay, great. And Jack Provencher, a couple big plays tonight for the Eisenhower Eagles. None bigger than that knockaway pass there. What was going on there?
I had my man covered. He tried to throw it. I did my best to defend, and I did.
You came up, played pretty aggressive there in the corner when they started running to the outside. Any theory on that? Why did you? Was it a game plan of yours, a scheme on defense?
I mean, the quarterback made it pretty obvious on who he was thrown to. Seemed that he was going to either swing it, give it to a screen. I attacked it, and I tried to get him as best I could.
When Chippewa Valley went up and they took the lead 12-7, what were you guys thinking there on the bench?
We weren't thinking anything. We were thinking we're still in this. We were never out of the game. Neither were they. And we just played hard 100% all 48 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to let you guys do this together. You guys get a chance to say hello to some folks out there, all right?
I don't know. Hello, guys out there. I mean, thanks for coming out and supporting.
I'd like to say thanks to my mother and my father for coming out. And I'd like to say hello to my grandma and my grandpa.
On the defensive line for the Eisenhower Eagles, Colin Kasiliak. And Colin, big sack tonight, big play all night tonight. And you were double teamed.
Yeah, I mean, big plays got to come up in big predicaments. And, I just happened to get there on time.
Talk about your sack that you had tonight, because you just got in there. How'd you beat that man?
Just by speed to the outside. Those bigger linemen, I'm not the biggest, but, I got the speed on the outside. So, just go outside, get them by the legs, take them down.
What we thought was amazing is that we watched that play in the replay, and with one hand it seemed like you brought him down.
Yeah, I didn't get the best grip, but, I mean, that's where everything comes into play. You got to be able to make that play.
Must have been eating your Wheaties.
A little bit.
As a team captain, how fulfilling is it for the Eisenhower Eagles to come back here and keep fighting for a playoff spot?
Oh, it's big. It crushed all of us seniors as last year. And just to come out and I still have that taste in your mouth and beat them, it's just a huge part of our program right now.
Well, sounds good, Colin. I know you got a few people you want to say hello to, so I'll let you do that right now.
Just my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Yeah, the Eagles couldn't have won this game without offense. They scored some touchdowns, and one of the guys that scored a 54-yard touchdown was Andrew Szalkowski. And Andrew, tell us a little bit about that play.
Well, we worked that into our offense this week during practice, and we saw that teams were getting to them on the perimeter, and we called that play. I followed my blockers, and they took me to the end zone.
And he had 144 yards on the night. Pretty impressive. I think you boosted yourself ahead there, Eisenhower's leading rusher, but that's got to be pretty gratifying for a running back to go over 100 yards.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to thank my coaches. They've done a lot of work for me, and they've helped me improve tremendous amounts, and I owe it all to them.
You guys seem to have some success running right, running left, like those sweeps remind us a little bit of the old Eisenhower days there with Chris Hoover. We were talking about it in the booth, but tell us a little bit about when you get the ball on that sweep.
Well, on that sweep, I really looked, I'm working numbers to sidelines, and I really look to keep it outside because that's where my blockers are, and I just hit a seam, and that's where I go.
Well, Andrew, you got one game next week. You got a game. You got to win that one, too, against Warren Mott. Your thoughts about going into that game?
Take it one game at a time. Chip week's over now. It's Warren Mott week.
All right, Andrew, I know you want to say hello to some folks out there, so I'll let you go ahead and do that now.
I'd like to say hi to my grandma and grandpa and my aunt and all my cousins and my mom and dad, and thank you.
We'll be back with game highlights after this.
Hi, my name is Doug Wozniak. I'm a licensed Michigan attorney, but I'm also licensed as a Michigan real estate broker. If you have any questions concerning real estate, particularly new building construction, easements, boundary disputes, anything at all, please give me a call, 586-781-9190.
Esplendido Mexican Cuisine. Esplendido serves time-tested and taste bud-approved Mexican cuisine that's often copied but never duplicated. Of course, you can still get that famous Esplendido pizza. Dine in or carry out. Almost 30 years of serving great meals to good friends. Esplendido. Good food, spirits, and celebration. Call 586-739-1070.
Thought there was no better way to do that than to put on the striped shirt and pick up a whistle and stop complaining about the officials and go do something about it.
And there was guys that were nice enough to do it and volunteer their time when I was a kid coming through school, so I'm just paying it forward.
Initially, I got into officiating because I was a coach and I wanted to learn more about our sport. Now I officiate because I want to make a difference.
You can be a referee.
They will run the read option. They will run an interior run, and they'll throw in the jet sweep. They're fairly balanced.
The 3-3 Eisenhower Eagles take on the 4-2 Chippewa Valley Big Reds at Barney Swinehart Stadium in another must-win situation for the Eagles. On the second play from scrimmage, Kadari Johnson is wide open, and Jake Bradshaw finds him, and Johnson takes it 78 yards to the Chippewa Valley 2. Nick Ribbing comes in at quarterback for the Eagles, and he gets the corner around the left side for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and Eisenhower led it early, 7-0. Chippewa Valley moved the ball down the field on their first drive, and they get big yards on these two plays.
Man open, wide open is number 5, Brendan Murphy. It's caught out there. Sedlick with his defense is ready for it.
Mike's defense comes up with a big play to stop the Big Red drive on this interception by middle linebacker number 53, Jake Corey. The Eagles give it right back, however, as quarterback Jake Bradshaw is stripped of the football, and the Big Reds recover. And with the aid of a penalty, Chippewa Valley had great field position and a first down deep in Eisenhower territory.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, on blue, first down.
Again, the Eagle defense comes up big as Nick Sedlick picks off this Chippewa Valley pass, and it's 1st and 10 Ike. Andrew Szalkowski gets the Eagles out of the hole, getting 16 yards on this sweep. Number 2, Brandon Metcalf gets 10 more yards on the same play. Szalkowski again for another 10 yards and an Eagle first down. The Eagle drive stalls, and Ben Campbell comes on to punt it away for Eisenhower. On Chippewa Valley's next possession, number 41, Colin Kasiliak, makes this tackle for a 2-yard loss. Jake Bradshaw shows his escapability by making 9 yards on this play.
He's to the 50, to the 45, down to the 41-yard line of the Big Reds. So there's
Nick Ribbing again at quarterback gets 11 yards in this surgical run. Eisenhower would attempt a field goal, but it's blocked, and it's 1st and 10 Chippewa Valley.
Claiborne's got it.
The blocked field goal seemed to give Chippewa Valley momentum, and the Big Reds quarterback Patrick Brenningstool hits Stefan Claiborne over the middle. He breaks a tackle and goes 55 yards for a Big Red touchdown. The extra point attempt was a disaster, however, for the Big Red and was no good.
Brenningstool rifled out Provencher and then finally Corey. That might have been a fire call there.
When the Eagles get the ball back, Jake Bradshaw comes out firing as he hits number 6 Logan Friedel. Good for 14 yards and an Eagle first down. However, the drive would stall and they punted back to the Big Red. Ike would stop Chippewa Valley on their next drive with this nice play, an open field tackle by number 16 Jack Provencher. The first half would end with a score Eisenhower 7, Chippewa Valley 6. To begin the second half, Chippewa Valley would get the ball first. Number 41, Colin Kasilniak, picks up right where he left off in the first half with his tackle for a loss. Despite Kasilniak's fine play, Chippewa Valley would score on the 17-yard run by Patrick Brenningstool. Chippewa Valley's extra point attempt was blocked by the Eagles' Jack Provencher. The Eagles could do nothing on their next drive. They had to punt back to Chippewa Valley. Ike's pass defense, though, was up to the challenge. On 3rd and 8, Mark Szalkowski makes sure that Jim Sarsnak does not catch this football. The Eagles get a great punt return by Nick Sedlak, but it's called back by the officials, and the Eagles are penalized for targeting.
Sedlak's got it to the 30, to the 25.
The Eagles were not affected by the penalty as Andrew Szalkowski would get good blocking around the right side and take it 54 yards in for the touchdown. The Eagles go for 2, but it's stuffed out by the Big Reds, and so now Ike led 13-12. On the ensuing kickoff, Ike's number 66, Jojo Sukar, keeps this good return from being a great one. Chippewa Valley looked like they were going to break a big play wide open, but number 4, Brandon Rabicki, breaks it up.
Rabicki's over there, breaks it up. Quick pass play. Rabicki.
Eisenhower's number 27, Andrew Szalkowski, who would have over 144 yards rushing on the night, gets 15 of those 144 on this run. Chippewa Valley would get the ball back to begin the fourth quarter. Jack Provencher reads the play perfectly, and the result is a 1-yard loss for the Big Red.
All over the place in the second half. He's been making plays.
On Eisenhower's next drive, number 39, Joe Metz, gets 12 yards on this run. The Big Reds are flagged for a face mask penalty, adding more yards onto the game, and it's 1st and 10 Eagles with a great opportunity. Joe Metz would score the touchdown as he bowls his way in from 5 yards out.
What a hard run up the middle there.
Joe Metz, a little bowling ball.
The Eagles would fake the extra point attempt as number 33, Nick Ribbing, picks up the ball, goes around the right side for the 2-point conversion. The score now, Eisenhower 21, Chippewa Valley 12. Eisenhower would get the ball back with 8:41 left to play. The Eagles would turn to their running backs to eat some clock.
Puts it back up, still got football in 30 to the 25-yard line. Goes Andrew Szalkowski. What a good vision by Andrew.
The Eagles did not score on their drive. However, they did take 4 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. Logan Friedel and Colin Kasilniak team up for this big sack, and it's all she wrote for the Big Reds. The Eagles are forced to punt with less than a minute to go. The punt is fumbled by Chippewa Valley. Nick Ribbing cruises into the end zone, but the play is called back. The Eagles were not allowed to advance the fumble. The game would end with Eisenhower defeating Chippewa Valley 21-12, thus keeping their playoff hopes alive.
Hi, my name is Doug Wozniak. I'm a licensed Michigan attorney, but I'm also licensed as a Michigan real estate broker. If you have any questions concerning real estate, particularly new building construction, easements, boundary disputes, anything at all, please give me a call, 586-781-9190.
Esplendido Mexican Cuisine. Esplendido serves time-tested and taste bud-approved Mexican cuisine that's often copied but never duplicated. Of course, you can still get that famous Esplendido pizza. Dine in or carry out. Almost 30 years of serving great meals to good friends. Esplendido. Good food, spirits, and celebration. Call 586-739-1070.
A high school football game night is a unique experience, uniting a community in so many ways and showcasing other school activities. This grand setting helps kids learn life skills and build lifetime relationships in the safest environment ever, where teacher coaches, equipment, rules, and safety protocols minimize risks. It's a true celebration of participation. Support your local school and its young people who enjoy this privilege.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Eisenhower Eagles pulled this game out against the Chippewa Valley Big Red. They had to have this win to continue their run towards the playoffs. Next week they play the Warren Mott Marauders, and that'll be another tough game. Hope to see you out there. For Coach Chris Smith, I'm Tim Meyer saying we'll see you next time right here on the Eisenhower Eagle Football Review.